Hello, my little stars. I think I finally found the very final ending. So I straight went looking into the game files itself, and I discovered there was one cutscene image that I didn't have. So I messed around with a bit and I figured out how to get it. But I'm not going to say anymore. Let's start. Knock, knock. You hear soft steps coming closer from inside the house. You can't help but let a small smile loose on your face. Nobody was seeing you, so who cares, right? You've been looking forward to today for weeks now. You could allow yourself a little self-indulgence. The door squeaks open just in time so you don't give away how giddy you are, which is a good amount of giddy, probably an overwhelming amount of giddy, because I know what kind of ending this is. You quickly get a hold of yourself right when the door opens, that little much needed to let voices slip through. Who's there? You had to restrain a giggle as you replied. Handsome. Handsome who? Handsome, help and hold the door open so I can get through. You heard a snort from the other side of the door before seeing it finally open. Hey bud, how's it going? Always nice to see Sans goofy face smiling at you. You hadn't seen him in what, weeks, months? It will never fail to warm your heart and also make you a little sad because this is a final adventure. Except for now. It was failing, but this is not due to Sans' fault at all. It was just the fact that it was so freaking cold outside that you were freezing your bones and it was biting at your butt and you just really should get inside. It was about a thing you never show up. You asked if he was falling asleep. Maybe. Yes. That didn't surprise you. Isn't Papyrus home? It's his job to wake up your sleepy butt. Pops wanted some snacks. Hard for you to imagine they didn't have any snacks in the home, especially since we know Sans will offer snacks later. I mean, it's not like we're out. Called it. Just, you know how Pop is. Very cool, very great. Like some restaurant with pans and stuff. When he knew you were coming, he ran outside shouting something about a surprise in the oven for you. Not his exact words, but I think you get the idea. The thought of Papyrus cooking specifically for you activates your fight or flight response and also reminds you you did spend one whole night cooking until the crack of dawn. And you also poisoned Sans once. You freeze for a second, somehow associating the most rational thing to do with faking your death. Don't worry, just stick whatever it is in your pocket and then excuse yourself to the bathroom to flush it. Just try to look like you're enjoying it. You slowly nod. Besides, I have enough chips and snacks to feed a skeleton for weeks. You may die of food poisoning, but damn, I guarantee you won't starve today. Well, that's somewhat reassuring. Come on now. My sleepy butt can't wait to sit itself on the couch. That was new dialogue. He hadn't said that before. The warmth of the house is nice on your skin after the cold outside breeze, especially if you talked outside for no reason like idiots. You happily take off your coat and scarf, finally free from those suffocating clutches of that synthetic cotton monster. Sans lets gravity help him settle on the couch. He rests his pink slippers on the nearby table, maintaining eye contact, and you thank heavens Papyrus isn't there to reprimand him. Make yourself at home. He gestures to you in your heavy coat. If you were at home, you'd just stare up behind you as soon as you enter the door, but you weren't, and it'd be kind of rude, so you were thinking about putting it on the clothes hanger. You're no fun. You stick out your tongue at him. What? Throw it at him! He's caught off guard as the heavy pile of fluff lands on his head, but he doesn't seem to regret his teasing. Okay, that was kind of fun. You very proudly puff out your chest, declaring your victory. Look at you. You are so very fun. Very fun. Truly the life of the party. Oh no, don't let that go to your head, friendo. Carried away. Ha! You drop yourself on the couch laughing like a maniac. You are still the true one and only dungeon master who would drop absolute bullshit on naive players whenever you felt like it. Sans joined in with you slightly after with his bottom chuckle. He didn't put in as much energy, but you can still appreciate the effort. And when the laughter finally dies down, since you can't laugh all night, you two are left in a bubble of slightly uncomfortable silence. But against everything ready to know about the skeleton, he took it upon himself to break the silence. Not sure if it was out of boredom or out of pure knowledge of knowing your adversity to talk first. So, either way, it was a blessing in disguise. I don't really know when Pop will be back. Could be minutes, could be hours, who knows. Great, more awkward silence. Awesome, just what I need for the evening. So, do you want to wait for him, or because he's so cool? And because you've already seen everything in the movie box, he said we could start without him. But we have to pause if we get to the good bits. He really doesn't want to miss those. I honestly have no idea what the good bits are, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. You doubt that, considering his cynicism towards the movies, but whatever, in the worst case scenario, that TV could easily hit the curb. And we could just pretend we didn't even see the movie. But on the other hand, you would feel guilty for not waiting for him. We will, of course, start the movie. We'll help them bundle up and grab some popcorn. The screening's about to start. There's no popcorn, so don't bother looking. Well, you are a little sorry for starting without Papyrus, but it's a lot less probable to embarrass yourself when all the eyes in the room are pointed at the screen. Or at least you hope so. Sans picks up the remote and starts to wander through the aimless supply of animated movies and cartoons. Because Papyrus has taste. He keeps scrolling through until he finds that movie that he wants to watch. Or at least one of Papyrus's favorites. This is one of his favorites, after all. Or maybe paying a little attention. They're all his favorites. Definitely not paying attention. It's a movie about dragons and kids who like dragons. Long-term attention is not really your forte, but that's okay because you weren't planning on watching that screen at all. You were planning on scooching up to Urscally. Usually, Papyrus was there to prevent any kind of situations where you wouldn't be fully paying attention, and if you started to lose the plot, he will definitely serve very loudly, so you take some amusement in that. But now you're alone with Sans. You were supposed to talk, weren't you? We are going to try to talk to him. You ask him if he's seen the movie already. Nope. This wasn't the icebreaker chat you thought it would be. Okay, looks like the kid just met the dragon. Let's talk about that. You jokingly say he looks like a big hairless cat. He snorts. True. No, but not a success either. You could basically cut it with a knife, the amount of awkwardness floating between the two of you. The volume was up and something was definitely happening on screen, but the remaining portion of silence is all your mind is able to focus on. And you thought having something playing in the background would have helped, but what a fool you were. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe you're just overthinking things. Yep, you're definitely just paranoid. It wouldn't be a first. He's just trying to watch a movie like a normal person. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe you should try too. After peeking at him, of course. You slightly tilted your head just enough to see his face. Shit, was he always so close? Did he move over during your mild over-analysis breakdown? I really am curious if he did scooch closer. It would not surprise me. You turn your head to the screen hoping he didn't notice, and he didn't. Actually, doesn't look like he noticed the screen either. His lids are getting heavy and he's starting to doze off. Because let's be honest, that's kind of what my stepdad does. As well, when we're watching movies, if he gets bored of it, he's off into dreamland before you know it. His head fell backwards and he succumbs to the sweet embrace of nothingness. Gosh, you wish that were you. You guess he really needed that good old nap, eh? He didn't look too comfortable. Then again, this is Sans. He could sleep through a car crash. You look apprehensively at his thin bones of his neck. They look rather delicate to support that big head of his. Should you wake him? Okay, so we are going to try to wake him. You gently pat and scroll his arm, whispering his name. Sans. No response. If anything, he seems to snore louder. Well, okay, you didn't try very hard. You then tried to tug at his sleeve, pulling it towards you, hoping foolishly that it would be enough. Too bad he took that as an invite to get comfier, and apparently his idea of comfort was using your shoulder as it was a pillow. And just like that, the arm you bothered now holding yours like a stuffed animal, and his skull pressed against the base of your neck. Shit, now you're really boned. You stay still as a statue as you feel his breath brushing your neck. In your head, it's spinning like 1,000 thoughts, and none of them even remotely useful. Your heart is pounding so hard you think it might jump out of your chest and slap you, because what a fool. Being trapped in a situation, you just walk right into that. You hold your breath and try to calm you and your movements down. You didn't even want to think about the awkward silence you'll get into if he wakes up like this. The awkward silence you're in right now is already enough. You just try to watch the movie. Yeah, let's just do that. But even now and then, he mumbles something in his sleep. But after a while, you don't pay attention to him anymore, having accepted your new job of human pillow. Actually, don't pay much attention to the movie either. Not that you had before, but now both images and sound flow peaceful in the back of your mind. Focus on anything in particular. And before you know it, your head is resting on Sans' skull and your eyes are closing. And we're going off into dreamland. So, of course, we describe our dream being blackness before we go cold and white, because we need to head to Grill Base for the next part. You feel a familiar warmth in here, like drinking hot chocolate. When outside, it's a storming kind of warmth. You reach the counter and ask for a hot chocolate. An understandable grill bee has no freaking clue what you're talking about. You say, who the hell is this now? What are they on about? Excuse you? You sign set for martini. You don't even drink, but you don't want to walk out without buying anything. He looks even more confused. Understandably, he's like, I am not selling your booze. You're about to say something when someone taps you on the shoulder. You finished that? Sans is pointing at a ketchup ball in front of you. Weird. When did that get there? Give it to him? Thanks, bud. He grabs the ball, taking a seat next to yours, and starts gulping down the entire ball in one go. You are impressed. Bring another, Grilbs. The bartender sits under the counter and brings up another bottle that Sans immediately brings closer to him. Put on the tap. The bartender makes a vague, annoyed sound and goes back into the kitchen. Sans sprouts some of the ketchup onto his hand and offers it to you, where again I'm still sitting here going, what are you supposed to do? What if you say yes to that? What happens next after that? Want some? You politely decline, but you appreciate the gesture. Never seen you around here before. You tell him you come here twice a week, but that is a lie. You only come here once a week, and you always skip the first week of the month. He just hums in response. You ever seen waterfall? You say that no, you've never seen it. He grabs a glass of water nearby and pours it on the ground. Nobody notices, not even the bartender. Pretty cool, huh? You giggle despite how low taste that was. Glad you like water because it means you're already like 78% of mine. You wink and rest your cheek on your hand as you tell him you were determined to make it to 100. Nothing moves aside from the lights furiously flickering in his eye sockets. You hear someone in the bar whistling. Or maybe that was your imagination. Sans, what are you doing? This is not napping time. You wake up unaware of your surroundings and with no idea on what was going on. You look around and see Sans is still struggling to open his eyes. Sans, of course, you vaguely recall him being in your dream. Who knows if it was because of a proximity, because of your latest Sans-related panic, or because of some weird dream portal that you accidentally opened sleeping next to each other. If you dreamed about him, maybe he dreamed about you. It wasn't our possibility, but what the heck. You asked that to him, hoping to not seem too creepy. I guess. Kinda, maybe. Well, that was a weird response. Sans, what do you think you're doing? It's called napping, see? Even the human likes it. You prefer not to be dragged into this family discussion. I suppose, but the human didn't nap during the morning, too. In fact, you did, but as you said, you'd rather stay out of this. You don't know that. Yes, I know, look! He turns to you. Human, did you nap this morning? You shake your head and hands slightly sighing to move on. See, I knew they'd do the right thing. Sans doesn't seem to buy it, but he leaves you be. So he brought us food? Nope. Because of you, I had to get here in a rush. I could feel something was not right. But as always, my big brother instincts was right. Wait, Papyrus is the big brother. You could have sworn it was Sans last time you checked. Better check again, just to be safe. Oh, you want to know if I'm the big brother? Sans, who's the big brother? I don't know. There was an awkward silence between the two while they stared at each other in the eye sockets. I have no idea. That's good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go try to do something based on the condiment sauces, as they're pretty much everything we have. And that leaves you alone with Sans. Again. Actually, I have some important stuff to do. Alone. Downstairs. Do they have it downstairs? Go help Pops. I'll be away for a while. He awkwardly finger guns you, and in a moment you divert your gaze, he's gone and nowhere to be found. He's probably downstairs. Well, that solves one problem, you suppose, but he almost looked like he was avoiding you. Could you have done something like that bad? You tried not to think about it. Probably just him having a weird moment. You have weird moments all the time, and no one thinks you're avoiding them. You hope. You dismiss the thought and move on to the kitchen. The first thing you see as you make your way into the kitchen is Papyrus's butt wriggling in the air. He's humming some cheerful tunes as he searches waist deep for something edible in that garbage disposal they call a fridge. You knock on the fridge door to get... his attention. Human, I'm not done yet. I can't come watching TV with you. I have to prepare food. Not really sure what to make yet, but I'm sure I'll think about something. I'm great after all. You asked Papyrus if he needs a hand. I would love that very much, thank you, human. This will come out 2 times as great. I just don't know what this is yet. But hey, this won't stop us. It surely won't. You peek in the fridge to see if something useful is there. Ketchup, mayo, mustard. How many condiments do 2 skeleton thieves survive? Why do they do with it? Oil their cars? Is this really all for just Sans' consumption? Maybe if you brought him a bottle as a peace offering. You move some balls of colourful goo, and in the farthest corner you find eggs. You take them out and hand them to Papyrus. Could be worse. You can do a lot of things with eggs, like cooked eggs. You know damn well Papyrus could slurp them raw, so you don't even mention that possibility. Eggs? Eggs. He doesn't look too convinced. Although I'm great, I have to admit I'm not very good at handling eggs. Last time I opened one, it smelled so bad I needed an entire bottle of perfume to wash it away. I suspect he got mad at me for cracking it with such fiercity. That's not how perfume works, and that's not how eggs work either. You're pretty sure Sans is the one who taught him the perfume trick. After checking the expiry date on the box, that was miraculously due in a few weeks, you tell him not to worry about the smell. If you say so, human, I confide in your ability and upgrade you to co-chef. I am the chef, as you can tell, after all. I'm the one who knows where the butter knives are. Couldn't argue with that logic. So tell me, co-chef, what are we making today? Oh, you already decided. You're going to make crepes. Not only because they are thin and light, and you couldn't eat a whole pancake even if you tried, but because you're pretty sure you can only make crepes with a few ingredients you have. Also, they're all liquid. Echo pretty hard to mess up. Even Papyrus can't make a mess of these. But as much as you wanted to give your everything into cooking with Papyrus, you couldn't help. You couldn't stop yourself from thinking about Sans, about the weird way he acted before. What if he didn't like crepes? What if he preferred pancakes? What if he hated you now? That's it. He must have realised he hated you while he was sleeping. Is everything okay, co-chef? You've been thinking for quite a while now. Actually, you tell him what's troubling you. You tell him about Sans and the weird way he acted before, and you tell him about how you're worried that he's avoiding you because you did something wrong. At this point, the box of eggs in Papyrus' hands flies against the room and slams onto the nearest wall. You horrifyingly watch as your potential dinner pathetically slides on the wall. You're about to ask something, but Papyrus firmly places his hands onto your shoulders and makes you stare directly into his eye sockets. Are you kidding me? Unable to form words, you shake your head instead. He takes a deep breath for reasons to use, still unknown. Human, I love you very much and consider you one of my besties or friends. But now you're being utterly stupid. You still don't understand what was all the fuss about. I really don't know if I should be the one to say this, but I see you leave me no choice. He likes you, human. Did he tell you that? Not really, no. But as you know, I'm an expert in dates. It is very easy for me to detect feelings. You doubt that has to do with his date diploma as much as him knowing his brother. You know he told you with the intention of relieving your stress, but you can't help but he was as tense as ever. What are we supposed to do now? That you know he likes you too. Just face it. Too straightforward? Ignore and act as if nothing ever was? No, that would be a waste. Maybe just hint at it and wait for him to do the first move? What are you talking about? He never makes the first move. God, you needed help. As you were muttering to yourself, Papyrus grabs you once again by the shoulder. I can help you. Guide me, oh wisey, and at the same time incredibly handsome skeleton. I'm so happy right now, don't you worry, human. As no one knows my brother better than me, I know exactly how to help you figure this out. With the ancient art of roleplay, of course. I'll be Sans so you can practice for the real thing. That sounded reasonable. Yeah, you were into this. Let's do it. Okay, let's start. Don't be too blown away by my Sans impression. It takes a moment to concentrate. What's up? The resemblance is impressive. I currently have this package of ketchup with me. Would you want some? Quickly get on his good side with goodies, so that he'll be more inclined to pay attention to what you say next. Brilliant! I mean, sure. Don't worry. Breaking the ice is always the most difficult thing to do in a conversation. You could wait it out until it melts, but I don't find it to be as effective. Anyway, the worst is over. You've established a contact. Things can only go up from now. But now you need to find a normal topic of conversation to keep him hooked. Anything will do. Just keep refraining from mentioning your undying love that will come in later. What a crazy weather day, huh? Confronting him with a boring argument so that you'll have to next will sound even more amazing. That's a pro move. Where did you learn that? Now that you've brought the conversation forward, it's time to butter him up and prepare him for the fireworks. We don't actually have fireworks, but I think you got the idea. And you don't know how he's going to react. You could watch and appreciate the fireworks, or you could run away like a tiny dog in despair. You merely thoughts make you skip a beat, and not in a good sense. Thanks a lot, Papyrus. And you don't want that. So it's a good thing that an everyday specialist will tell you to make a feel of the ground with a compliment. Your bones are really white today. That's pretty much the only thing there is to compliment. But still, that's the most sincere compliment you could make to a skeleton. I hope you meant it, so thank you very much. I'm very impressed by your social skills. This is the first and probably last time you heard something like that. You did great this far. Not that I expected any less with a teacher like me, but enough room playing around. This time, take the opportunity. Oh, how you even say, Capra Demi! Indeed. Grab the moment, human. The most important moment of all, the romantic confession. The moment you confess. There are no suggestions I could ever give you for this moment. You were starting to doubt the validity of this coaching session, just a little. Follow the suggestions of your soul, human. Those are the only ones valid suggestions you can receive right now. Now do your best and make me proud. Give a heartfelt speech. You wish your heart find the courage to say things you've never said before to anyone. The words are pure and heartwarming and so deeply moving, you start to weep a little yourself. Never in your life you would have ever thought to be capable to go into so deep into this complexity of human emotion, yet here you are telling about it like it was nothing. Every living being, monster or human, should have been able to hear you. Oh, so touching words. Too bad the only people who ever listen to it are you and Papyrus. You're very sorry for everyone who wasn't able to hear you. Human, that was absolutely beautiful. I catch so many tears in my eyes. I'm so proud of you, human. You learned so much. I wish I could say I taught you everything you know. Wait, I can, and that's why I, the great Papyrus, now impersonate my brother Sans, tells you that I would gladly accept your confession. But Papyrus, I don't want Sans, that means giving up on you. Gasp! Human, we must! You know it will never work between us! You already have my brother. I could never get between the two of you. Trust me, human, it's just better this way. No, there has to be another way. I'm afraid there's not, human. We have to accept that some things are beyond our control. I'm sorry, human, I have no clue where this is going. I know you will never choose me. Oh no, Papyrus, no, Papyrus-senpai. Papyrus is about to storm out of the kitchen, but you catch a piece of his scalp and keep him from going. I don't want to choose. Papyrus stays still for a moment looking at you, his expression telling you more than any words. Oh shit. Yo, what's up? You freeze and you're falling on your knees from the shock. Looks like Papyrus is nearly as shocked as you are. He clears his throat. Sans, brother, we are going on a date. Sure. You did go on a date in the end, that same evening. A platonic date, Papyrus cared to clarify. You have nothing to complain about. It ended up to be a pretty good date. You even found, with the Lord knows what luck, a nice dude selling ice cream. It wouldn't be a great idea to buy ice cream from an ambulance seller in the middle of the street at 2 in the morning, but they seemed to know him, so you suppose he was alright. You didn't die from food poisoning, so he was good in your books. Oh my god, we went on a date with the both Skellies. Truly the best date ever. Ending. I don't even know what to call this one. So yes, in that one, we got to go on a date with both Papyrus and Sans. I think that's a wonderful way to wrap up movie night, because that is the final one I could find. I don't know if there is any more endings, but I found all of these. I think that was pretty good, and it took a weird turn where we were confessing. I am curious that if I choose the other options with Papyrus, if it gives us another ending, so I will of course go ahead and try the other options and see if it gives us a different ending. But these are all the ones I found so far. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I don't know if this is the last episode for movie night or if we will have another one after this. But either way, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure so far, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye and good night. And also, do let me know what was your favourite ending.